Funnily enough, they have Mr. Toad's over here, but it looks like it's actually a restaurant. And right now it looks like it's closed. But it's super cool. They have fish and chips and all kinds of stuff over there. And to the right of that, you can meet Mickey Mouse over here. That's really exciting. We'll definitely be coming back to do the Alice in Wonderland maze, but I just wanted to continue just to see what all is else here, because this looks super cool over here in Fantasyland. I love the windmill. Over here would be where Casey Jr. and the Storyland Canal boats are, but unfortunately they are currently closed for renovations. On the right hand side though are the teacups, and they look beautiful. This version of Small World has this beautiful fountain that looks absolutely gorgeous on the outside with all the languages in the background, yeah. And then the clock looks very pretty. Let's go check it out. Some of the fun things about being a cast member is you can actually see when they're testing efficiency over there, which is really sweet. Well, one thing I liked about that version of Small World was how big it was, you know, like they also had a lot more cultural representation, but it felt like it was still about as long as Disney World, so like not as long as Disneyland's, but
it's about to do this.
Yeah, a second, let me watch this. Ooh, that doesn't look too bad.
It's cute.
So Sierra and I decided we were gonna try this place as our restaurant here. I completely even forgot the name of this place. I'll probably put it in the description here. But we got Porto Rosso pesto salad, or Porto pesto pasta. And then Sierra got the pepperoni pizza. And it comes with garlic bread and a drink. So my meal came with a drink, baguette, or the garlic bread, and the pasta. Hers came with the pizza, salad, and drink. And it only ran us about, together, with our discount for being cast members, it was $25. So it's not bad at all. That was delicious. We both enjoyed our meals very well. One thing that we liked about this area is the silverware that we have here is so nice. It's actually plastic silverware, but it's not the type you dispose of. They're like a little bit more better quality than that. So are the dishes as well. And the cups as well, they're actually made of plastic as well, and they're actually better quality. And what they do here is they actually have you guys recycle instead of just throwing it away all the time. And it's kind of fascinating to be able to see the differences in how they handle the food here. It was really delicious though. We liked our meal. You've even got walk around characters out here. That's so exciting. They have their own version of Disney ducks. Disney pigeons. Look how fat this guy is. Goodness, very well fed pigeons. Just look how pretty this is. One of the biggest things about the castle, though, that we always got to check out here is what lives underneath the castle, which is over here. Over here in the Tanière de Dragon. Now up here on the second floor of the castle, they actually do tell the story of Sleeping Beauty. And they do it through a lot of stained glass and beautiful little touches like this. And tapestries. We also have this beautiful view on the outside here of Fantasyland. Also Disneyland Paris, they have in the castle their little Christmas shop over here that has all kinds of ornaments. This will be the one we're taking home with us for sure. It's got Disneyland Paris on it, the Eiffel Tower, and it's got the Aristocats. Very cute.
And it doesn't seem like, it feels like
better than
actual
glass, yeah. Because that's our biggest goal, is making sure our cats don't attack it. Now this is looking more like a Disney park. Everything's overcrowded now, looks like it. Still not bad crowd-wise, but with some of the attractions being closed or down, it does cause a little bit of a buildup, unfortunately. So instead of Tomorrowland, we have Discoveryland. And I'm loving the way these rocks look. This is the way Disneyland and Walt Disney World, they try to make this steampunk look work over there. Over here on the left, you have Buzz Lightyear. Straight ahead is the Astro Orbiter, or the Orbitron is what they call it here. And then right behind it, Hyperspace Mountain, which is what I'm excited to ride. Right next to Hyperspace Mountain is this beautiful Nautilus right over here, submarine. And we don't have the submarine rides over here. What they do instead is they do a giant little walkthrough of the attraction, which we're going to check out for sure. So we've descended down into the belly of something down here. This makes it feel like it's going to be a ride, but it's actually just a walkthrough. Treasure. It's Captain Nemo's compartment. This is really cool. That's how they would go and do ocean exploring. Giant squid.
Les baleines à bosse sont des créatures incroyables. Elles migrent plus loin que n'importe quel autre animal sur la planète.
That baby whale learned to swim within an hour of its birth. Just one of the extraordinary wonders of the undersea world.
Quelque chose droit devant.
Open the iris.
Ouverture de l'hélice.
It would appear the Nautilus has company.
Des dauphins magnifiques. Ils sont réputés comme certains des mammifères les plus intelligents de la planète.
Dolphins are highly intelligent and extremely social creatures. Thanks to the innovations of the Nautilus, we can actually listen in to their conversations.
Un jour, peut-être comprendrons-nous ce que ces créatures se disent.
For now, perhaps the dolphins are merely wishing us a continued good journey. Helmsman.
Bien reçu, capitaine. En avant tout.
had this beautiful recreation of the Oregon. That's awesome. And after that, say we go into the engine room. I think that's it. So after this point, I was kind of not feeling all that very good, and so we made it all the way back to Main Street. One of the things I didn't really talk about in this video is, unfortunately, I've been struggling with a really bad condition in my ankle that limits me from walking great distances, and unfortunately, that did come with me to Paris. And it did affect my trip there, and unfortunately, it did affect this day as well. So we were able to hop in a wheelchair, which helped me for a little bit. But while we were there, we found out that even still, their DAS requirements are a lot different than how they are in the States. There's something that is set up with a doctor's note and everything like that. I'm not normally a DAS carrier, but on that day particularly, my mobility was very, very limited, and I couldn't stand in very long lines. So we unfortunately had to resort to doing attractions that didn't have that long of a wait. And our first thought was the train. And so thankfully we were able to get a nice spot on the train, and that's where you'll see us in the next little part. We got the dioramas here. Look at the kitties. Around this time though, when I'm looking at Frontierland, I start noticing something out of the corner of my eye, and sure enough, I happen to see the barn where their riverboat is being worked on. And so I'm like, oh my gosh, well, there it is right there, so you can actually see the riverboat.
This is the legendary American West, where the rivers still run free, and anyone's dream can turn to gold. Folks, see that ancient temple in the distance? That means we've entered Adventureland, the world's most mysterious region.
Unfortunately, you can't see it very well from this video, but it is cool that it takes you right inside Pirates of the Caribbean, just like how the train actually goes through Splash Mountain and various other locations as well. So it's kind of fun being able to see Pirates of the Caribbean instead. Fantasyland Station, of course, was the one station that was actually closed. So we were just going to bypass it and just go right on our way.
Bonjour et bienvenue aux nouveaux passagers. Pendant le trajet, veuillez rester assis et garder bras et mains à l'intérieur. Et s'il vous plaît, veuillez ne pas fumer. Merci.
Casey Jr. and unfortunately the Storyline Canal boats were of course closed, but it was nice to be able to at least see them from the train's perspective. Casey Jr. looks a lot more intense here. It looks like an actual roller coaster, yeah.
Ne manquez pas une vue panoramique de Fantasyland. le plus joyeux des royaumes.
After this period of time on the train, we tried going around to some other places again to try to do some things, but unfortunately the lines were very long at that point and my ankle just couldn't take it. And so unfortunately we took an early time to head back to our Airbnb to try to rest up a little bit in hopes that it would probably die down later on in the day. And it would. So it was very good. We also took that time because we were going to pack a suitcase because we weren't going to take both of our suitcases to London, which would have been our next trip the next day. And so we instead packed up one of our suitcases with some stuff we didn't need. And we were then going to take one of our suitcases to the station at Disneyland Paris because we can actually store our luggage there for a series of days, which would have helped us in the long run be able to transfer in and out of Paris and then in and out of London. It was going to make things a lot easier, and it did. So we went back home to our Airbnb.